It all began with a promise, one that Christian Horner made to Yuki Tsunoda in front of a stunned audience. The Red Bull boss declared that Tsunoda wouldn't merely join the main team, he'd stand on equal footing with Max Verstappen, free from the usual pecking order or second driver limitations. This surprising vow turned a hastily arranged press conference in Tokyo into a global talking point, as journalists and rival teams scrambled to make sense of the sudden shake-up. For years, Red Bull built its success around a lone star, first Sebastian Vettel, then Verstappen, pouring every resource into that singular force. Now, Horner's promise shatters that formula, hinting at a radical new approach. When pressed on whether Tsunoda's equal status was just talk that could vanish if Verstappen's title run was on the line, Horner doubled down. He insisted both drivers would have an unfettered shot at victory, whether it's race one or the championship finale. The reaction was immediate and electric. Fans worldwide buzzed with excitement, while pundits debated how Tsunoda's newfound freedom might affect Verstappen, who is rarely shy about expressing his opinions. In Japan, the announcement ignited particular enthusiasm. Tsunoda has long been a local hero, but few expected him to rise so quickly and, crucially, without being labelled a second fiddle. Now, he stands at the brink of a genuine championship bid with one of F1's most powerful teams behind him. Amid the cheers, a question lingers. Will this reimagined partnership unlock new heights of success for Red Bull, or unleash internal clashes that could sabotage both drivers? For now, all eyes are on Horner, Verstappen, and Tsunoda as the countdown to the next race and the next chapter of this evolving story begins. Almost overshadowing the announcement itself was the meteoric rise of Yuki Tsunoda. After a brief stint with Red Bull's junior outfit, he found himself thrust into a frontline seat faster than anyone predicted. Even more staggering were whispers that Tsunoda wouldn't be relegated to a mere support role. In fact, insiders suggest he negotiated a promise of genuine equality, no race-by-race instructions to bow out to Max Verstappen. This is radical for a squad that has always picked a clear favourite. Observers are already comparing Tsunoda's swift elevation to a well-timed chess move orchestrated by Red Bull, Honda, or both. With Honda fueling Red Bull's engines and Tsunoda's popularity skyrocketing in Japan, the timing seems almost too perfect. Max Verstappen is not known for staying quiet, especially when his dominance is under threat. Strangely, he hasn't uttered a single fiery soundbite about Tsunoda's promotion. Usually one to speak his mind, Verstappen's silence is already fueling speculation. Is he quietly furious? Is he playing the long game, biding his time to see how Tsunoda fares in the opening races? Some say he was blindsided by how suddenly Liam Lawson was replaced, while others think he may secretly welcome the challenge. After all, Verstappen thrives on competition, provided it doesn't rob him of a championship. For now, his poker face only deepens the intrigue. Red Bull's recipe for success has long been to find a singular talent and shape everything, from car design to race day strategy, around that person. It paid off spectacularly when Sebastian Vettel bagged 4 consecutive titles, and again when Verstappen took over as the unstoppable force. Letting Yuki Tsunoda vie for wins and podiums on equal footing marks a huge gamble. Those who've followed the team for years find it difficult to imagine Red Bull pivoting so radically without a specific reason. Could this be a direct response to losing the Constructors' Championship in 2024? Or is it a broader strategy to tap into a new market, Japan, and assert global dominance? Right now, nobody can say for sure. When two talented drivers fight for position, the excitement on track is undeniable, but so is the danger of in-house rivalry. If Tsunoda is truly free to challenge Verstappen, we might see the kind of wheel-to-wheel battles that split teams down the middle. One accidental bump or an ill-timed overtake can spark arguments in the garage, hamper data sharing and derail title hopes. Past Red Bull lineups, like the days of Mark Webber and Sebastian Vettel, proved how internal friction can overshadow everything else. This time, with an entire nation's hopes resting on Tsunoda's shoulders and Verstappen's loyalty to the team in question, the stakes have never been higher. Honda's backing, once thought to be on shaky ground, has re-emerged as a pivotal part of Red Bull's success. Tsunoda isn't just a driver, he's a living symbol of Japan's proud racing culture. A dynamic figure who has fired up a home audience eager for more than midfield finishes. With local fans more invested than ever, Honda's commitment to Red Bull has grown stronger, and Tsunoda is at the centre of that synergy. It's possible that promising him no strict team orders was part of securing Honda's continued support. For a manufacturer that once nearly left the sport, seeing a Japanese driver thrive at the pinnacle of F1 could be the perfect reason to stay. If Red Bull truly abandons its single-driver philosophy, every other contender on the circuit needs to pay attention. Mercedes, McLaren and Ferrari are all vying for the top spot, and any sign of cracks within Red Bull's camp might open the door for them to surge ahead. Rival teams are already analysing how a potential Verstappen-Tsunoda rivalry could drain Red Bull's focus. When resource allocation, car development and race tactics become entangled in internal disputes, championship rivals often smell blood. On the flip side, if Tsunoda and Verstappen manage to push each other to new heights, Red Bull could reclaim its crown with a 1-2 punch that leaves competitors in the dust. Red Bull's mid-season gamble could either breathe new life into their 2025 campaign or send them spiralling into chaos. It's a delicate balance. Allow two drivers to unleash their full potential, but keep them unified toward a common goal, winning. If the experiment works, it may set a precedent for future F1 teams. No more sacrificing one driver's career for a single superstar. If it fails, it could fracture Red Bull's credibility and force them to revert to old methods. The next few races will be telling as fans, sponsors and rival teams eagerly watch to see who gains and who loses in this epic restructuring. In the end, Christian Horner's promise to Yuki Tsunoda might be remembered as a masterstroke or a monumental gamble. By elevating a young Japanese talent and granting him the freedom to chase triumph on his own terms, Red Bull has injected a jolt of excitement into the entire season. Will a once-in-a-generation champion willingly share the stage, or are we on the verge of a fierce rivalry that could redefine Red Bull's approach to Formula One? This shake-up doesn't just heighten anticipation for fans, it puts a spotlight on whether Red Bull's traditionally single-minded strategy can truly evolve. If Tsunoda and Verstappen find a way to spur each other to new heights, the team could chart an unprecedented path toward dual success. But if tensions flare and strategies collide, the promise of equality might become Red Bull's biggest miscalculation, threatening to unravel years of dominance. Ultimately, only the upcoming races, where every pit stop, overtake and post-race debrief carries added weight, will reveal whether this daring move cements Red Bull's legacy or sows the seeds of internal turmoil. One thing's certain, we're on the edge of our seats, poised to witness one of the most unpredictable and potentially transformative chapters in Formula One history.